Hello, Nicholas. Happy Wednesday. Namaste. I'm sitting in a car because I'm at work. I work at a place where I have my car with me. That doesn't matter anyway. I want to talk about a book. So, for this video, I want to talk about a book I've been reading called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's a financial advisory slash self-improvement book I got recommended by our common special drawing girl friend from Germany. The book is divided into two parts. In part one, the author, T. Harv Eker, introduces his idea about the financial blueprint. In Eker's mind, the main thing that separates rich people from poor people is their mindset about money, or what Eker describes as the financial blueprint. The financial blueprint is the cognitive schemata that you have around money. Every thought you think about money is determined by your financial blueprint. And given that your actions, the way you live your life, is determined by your thoughts, your financial success is thus determined by your financial blueprint. It is mainly inherited from your parents or the people that are around you when you grow up, and it consists of all the lessons you've ever received about money. If, for example, you grew up in a poor household where your parents always reminded you that money was scarce and that money should be carefully saved, then that lesson would carry on in your blueprint and tell you that you should avoid taking risks with your money. This could lead you to never invest your money, as investments are a risk, and thus your financial blueprint would limit your ability to grow financially, as investments are usually a key part of getting rich. Another example that I really like about how your financial blueprint could limit your wealth or your ability to grow wealth is if you grew up around people or just hang around people today who believe that wealthy people are greedy, evil people, then you probably feel pretty complicated about being wealthy, because if wealthy people are evil and you want to be a good person, then you can't be wealthy. And guess what? Then you're not going to be. The second part of the book is an introduction of 17 principles of wealth, what the author Eker calls wealth files. These are 17 ways in which rich and poor people think differently about money, opportunities, and life in general. The idea of the book is to identify your financial blueprint, the current beliefs you have about wealth and money, and figure out whether or not those beliefs are conducive to wealth building, and if not, then replace them with the newer, richer ways of thinking. An example being wealth file number 6. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people. This principle here is that, as previously mentioned, if you dislike rich people, then why would you want to be one? And guess what? You're never going to be one. You should not despise the rich, you should instead admire them. You should aspire to do the things that they're doing if you want to be rich as well. I won't go over all of the 17 wealth files. You're gonna have to read the book for yourself for that, but the book was very thought-provoking. So without further ado, I have 3 main takeaways from reading this book I will now tell you about. Number 1. Where your attention goes, energy flows. This is a quote from the book. Throughout the book, Eker makes a big point about how the power of intention and attention can really create wealth for you in your life. He talks about if you want to be rich, you have to be committed to it, you have to put your mind to it, you have to actively make it a priority and remind yourself that it is a priority, otherwise it won't happen. Though if you do put your mind to it, it will happen. Another quote from the book is that if you don't care about money, why should money care about you? So I think that my number 1 takeaway from reading this book is that if you want money, if you want financial freedom and all of the opportunities that this allows, you have to take control of your finances. Otherwise, your finances will control you, because overwhelming anxiety about not having enough money could control your ways of thinking. I think this lesson, where your attention goes, energy flows, I think it's applicable to many things, not just only money, many things. His wealth file number 5 is rich people focus on opportunities, poor people focus on obstacles. And I can see this working with energy flowing wherever your attention is. Because if you focus on hindrances in your life, chances are your obstacles, they will feel bigger than they need to be, and that could stop you from acting. But if you instead focus on opportunities, focus on what you can do, and then do it, then you will see more opportunities around you. You will gain greater agency, and life will be more enjoyable. I think in relation to your last video, I think this could also be applicable. If you focus on gratefulness, as you were talking about, then you will find more things to be grateful for and appreciative of, which makes you have more things that you appreciate, which is good. Where attention goes, energy flows. Lesson number 2. Getting wealthy can start right now. This idea comes from Ecker's wealth principle number 14. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people mismanage their money well. Ecker makes a point about how getting wealthy is a lot about wise money management. It doesn't matter if you have an amazing job with an amazingly high income, or even if you win the lottery. If you are not a wise money manager, you will end up spending the money unwisely and thus losing it very fast, and then you will never get rich. Of course, you do need some kind of an income in order to get wealthier. Your money has to increase, but you can quite literally learn the skills of getting rich right now. As long as you have money, as long as you have any kind of income, you can learn money management, no matter what financial level you're at. Upon reading this book, I noticed that my financial blueprint was previously set to believe that I shouldn't think about getting rich until my career path is more clear to me, until I kind of know what kind of adult job I want, meaning after I finish some kind of university degree and have a high income job, then I can start thinking about money and start thinking about getting rich. This was what my financial blueprint was set for before. But I am now changing this because I can see that this idea is not conducive for wealth building. I can learn the skills of getting rich right now. I can start managing my money better right now, which will increase my wealth overall. And then once I have a high income job, I can be even better at managing that money. So in order to apply this, I've started to write down all of my expenses so I know exactly where my money is going. And I'm also putting aside a bit of money from each source of income I have into investments for the future. I feel more agency about money right now, which is pretty cool. So lesson number 2 is getting wealthy can start right now. Lesson number 3. Caring about money makes everything more valuable. There's a stereotype about people who think a lot about money and how they spend it, that they must be worried all of the time, that they can't relax, and that they become stingy with their money. And I don't think this is true at all, actually. Not anymore, not after reading the book. If you don't spend time thinking about money, then you won't have any. And then you'll be worried and stingy because you won't have any money. So you'll be way more anxious about money. Now that I'm writing down every expense I have, I started noticing what things actually cost and whether or not I actually want the things that I'm buying. Every coin I spend is now a coin I could also put towards investments that will make me even more money in the future. So if I do spend money now, I'd better want the thing that I'm actually spending the money on. This has made me way more aware of what I'm buying, and when I do spend money on things I don't really need, I'm way more appreciative of it because I know I could use this money for investments instead. I think this applies to time as well. I'm thinking way more about how I spend my time. Right now I have 3 jobs, and on the farm there's always work to be done. I can always be doing stuff that would earn me money. So, like, in any moment of my free time, I could be doing stuff that would earn me money. So, if I am not doing that, if I'm not earning money, I'm hopefully spending my time on something I appreciate more than earning money. And I do find myself thinking more in those terms. I could always be earning money, so whenever I'm not doing that, I'm enjoying the time more, spending it doing something more meaningful than earning money. Also, thinking about money is enabling me to think more about opportunities to do stuff. For example, around my farm there's a lot of fruit growing. There's a lot of blackberries right now. Super healthy, they're super tasty, and they're super expensive if you want to go buy them at the market. If I didn't care about money, then my laziness might cause me to go buy them at the market. But now that I care more about money, it's become way more attractive for me to go outside and just pluck the blackberries out of the bushes myself, to actually work for them. It makes it more attractive to do stuff like that. So thinking more about money has made everything more valuable because I'm thinking more about how I extract more value out of the things that I'm doing. I could talk a lot more about this book. I can highly recommend that you read it. I don't think I've ever read a book so thought-provoking that feels so relevant in a way to my life. But this video is already a bit long, so I won't go into any further details with it. I can highly recommend that you pick it up for yourself, even if you didn't care about money, even though I know you do. I feel like you could replace the word money in this book just with value or wealth, and then you would have a pretty cool self-improvement book. Alright, that's all from me. Take care, Nicholas. Namaste, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.